Alright, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. I've been going over the online PDF version of AppInventor2, Create Your Own Android Apps, by Wolber, Abelson, Spertus, and Looney. And we're up to Chapter 7, Android Where's My Car? And in here it says, basically they say, have you ever taken your car and gone to some kind of an event where you parked and then couldn't find it afterward. So what this app attempts to do is allows you to click a button when you park your car, and then Android will use its location sensor, to record the car's GPS coordinates and address, and then basically later when you come back it'll let you know where you are in unison to that address. So as far as what's covered in here, we've got 3 objectives: determining the location of the Android device by using the location sensor component, persistently recording data in a database via the TinyDB component, and using the web viewer component to open Google Maps and show directions from one location to the other. Now I've already gone out to my site and I've created the Android Wear, and I don't think I've changed the name yet because I just started on it. So there it is. Okay, Android Wear, as you can see right there, and I'm going to change the title on my screen to Android Where's My Car because that's what they want. So there it is. I don't want that. There we go. All right, perfect. So as it says, the user interface consists of labels to show the current and remembered locations and buttons to record a location and show directions to it. You'll need some labels just to show static text. For example, one that'll show the GPS that appears in the user interface, and some, for lack of better words, will be a little bit more interactive. We'll also have 3 non-visible components in here: a location sensor, a TinyDB, which the location sensor is used for obtaining the current location, the TinyDB for persistent storage, and the web viewer for displaying Google Maps. So this is what we're going to use right here. What I'm going to do very quickly is to come over to my sensors, grab a location sensor, and you'll go down here as you all know. All right, and what else did we want? The TinyDB. So that'll be under storage. There's TinyDB. All right, there's the first 2. Plus we're going to want the web viewer, and I believe that's under our user interface components. Okay, but there was one other thing I wanted to do. Let's see. Well, it says here the non-visible component will be the web viewer, so maybe I shouldn't have brought the web viewer out yet. So for now, at least, I'm going to just get rid of it. All right, and we'll ramble on. So again, here's our user interface, and you can see we're going to have all of the stuff that basically they show here. So we want a label that says your current location. That's the current header label. Then we're going to have a horizontal arrangement with these 2 labels in it. Then we're going to have another horizontal arrangement, it looks like, with the label, label, and this remember my current location, that's a remember button. Another horizontal arrangement, and I guess that's down here. Let's just build it. Okay, so there we've got it. So let's see. First thing we want then is the current label on top that's going to say your current location. And that will be called current header label. So let's put that in there first. All right, I don't know if they show it like this or not, but let's make the width, fill the parent. All right, we'll do a little bit of centering. We'll bold it, and then let's make it a little bit bigger too. Okay, so we've got that, your current location. Then we want the horizontal arrangement. To our layouts, horizontal arrangement, there we go. And let's grab that and let's make the width on that fill parent as well. Okay, there we go. And in there we're going to have the two labels. The current address label, which is going to just display address. So that'll be the current address label, and then the current address data label, which will be dynamic, and that's where we'll actually put the address. So let's come over here to our user interface. Let's bring in a label, and then let's bring in another label and place it almost right on top of the first one. There, we've got them both. All right. So the first one again is to be called current address label. And it's just supposed to say address. Okay, looks good. And I'm looking on here, the label that was here we were supposed to call this something too, and I didn't. So that was supposed to be called current header label. So let's change that. Okay, so that's our first label with the address in there. Then for our second one, that's current address data label, and it says display dynamic data, the current address. So current address data label. And let's take that and set its width to fill the parent. Okay, all right. And I believe we don't want there to be any text in here. Okay, so we've got that in there. Just so it stands out a little bit, you're not told to do this, but I'm going to make it, let's make it pink. Well, that isn't very good. It's not showing it. There it is. And we'll have the width fill the parent. We'll also have the height fill the parent. Not that parent. No, 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 no. Oh, let's make it 30 pixels and see what that does. Oh, it's because we had screen 1 highlighted. That's the problem, I think. There we go. That's what I wanted, just so it stands out a little bit. All right. So we've got the first 1, 2, 3, 4 components in here. We want another horizontal arrangement that's going to hold, it looks like, 3 more labels. GPS, the GPS, and a comma. So it's going to hold this. So we'll go back to our layout, grab another horizontal arrangement. Let's put it right there. Let's again take its width and have it fill the parent right away. And again, in here, according to this, we wanted there to be 3 labels. Four labels. So it'll just say GPS, and then we'll have whatever you show here. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4 different labels. That's the ones that you see right here. This can get a little quirky if you haven't seen me do this before. My heat's going to go on, so I have to pause. Well, I'm going to see if I can add the other 4 labels quickly. So, label, 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 and label. You can see they're all connected inside of our second horizontal arrangement. And according to this, they're supposed to be called, the first one is GPS label with GPS on it and a colon. So this first one will be GPS label. All right, so again, I'm going to continue on here. And my first label, we changed the name to GPS label, and the text is just supposed to be GPS with a colon. So there's the first label. The second label will be called current lat label, and it'll display the dynamic data, the current latitude, so we won't put anything in there. So current lat label. And again, there'll be nothing in there. So it looks like it's not there, even though it is. Then we're going to have this is going to just be called comma label. And it's going to hold simply a comma. Again, it looks like these are disappearing, but they're not. And finally, this will be called current lon label for longitude. And again, there will be nothing in it. So these are here, they just look like they're not. So let's grab the current latitude label and let's just make each one of these a color just so we can see them. We can always change this back later. And we'll make the width, I don't know, 30 pixels. Okay, so there that is. And the height, I think we should be able to make this fill parent. Yeah. We'll do the same thing with the comma. All right. We'll make that gray. And again, the height can fill the parent. And the width, I think we said was like 30 pixels, which we did for the other one. So we'll do the same thing here. And then finally, we'll do the same for the last one. Again, height fill parent. Width of 30 pixels. And we'll give that a color also, blue. There we go. Just so you can see that all that stuff is in there. We can always remove all these colors later. All right, I think that's enough for the first part of the lesson. So we're going to come back in just a second and build the rest of our interface.